consecutive nights cranked the defense to a different level. What was it about the way that you guys performed defensively, really the entire second half tonight?
Yeah, I thought it started on the ball. Guys like Caleb, Terry, DeLon, Jimmy, obviously, thought did just a really good job just being disruptive. And, when we have that line of defense, doing what they do best, it makes it easier on everybody else.
It seems like an easy thought that you guys can focus on a 24-hour period, but your bodies have something to say about that when you're playing 2 games. It was a wonderful accomplishment before the break. I imagine it feels equally satisfying here to be able to get these 2 wins.
Yeah, back-to-backs are tough. It's always a great win, no matter if you can get it, no matter who you're playing. And we were fortunate to get a nice influx of energy of guys that didn't play yesterday for whatever reason. So that helped for sure.
All right, thanks. Just came back.
Yeah, it was just really no vacation for the break. Just trying to get back, putting 2-3 days. 2-3 days, at a time. But I feel good, and credit to the medical staff. They do a great job of just making sure I got back and making sure I'm really fully healthy before we get out there. We ain't want to rush nothing, but I'm happy to be back for sure. So hopefully we can just stay healthy for the rest of the season.
I was about to say, it's got to be at least some knock on wood stuff so you can get to that, because even though you guys are getting really nice results here down the stretch with guys coming in and out, there's still some melding to do, right?
Yeah, for sure. You can't really control, injuries, but, you just try to hope for the best. And, if we stay healthy, we hot right now, and we hot at the right time, hopefully we can keep it going. But, that's the most important thing, just taking it game by game and trying to stay healthy.
Started a little uneven for you in the first quarter, getting your legs after being away for 2 weeks. But what got you in the rhythm that all of a sudden by the end you look across the board, you've just sort of contributed a little of everything?
Just looking down to my teammates and my coaches, just even when I wouldn't say doubt, but, maybe I might get, mad about a little something, but, they always got my back, always reminding me of who I am. So, it didn't go as planned at the first quarter, but, these guys always picking me up, so it's easy to get back, to how you usually play. So, credit to them, credit to my guys.
Terry, you're a very selfless guy. I know there's a fine line between wanting to play aggressively, as you have at times at Charlotte and other parts of your career, but not wanting to step on toes. Is that something you thought about during the 2 weeks off in terms of how you wanted to approach it?
Yeah, man, for sure. Just not trying to do too much, but you got guys over here screaming at me, telling me I need to shoot the ball. So, just trying to figure out. But wins. That's all we really care about. I think we all share that in this locker room. We all want wins at the end of the day. So, as long as we winning, we'll figure it out, and we're trying to go as far as possible.
What's it like for you coming from Charlotte to this kind of sustained winning with the team now? 9 wins in the last 11, 5-game winning streak, 6-game road winning streak. I got a feeling in Charlotte you might not have seen that coming at all this year.
I ain't saying nothing about Charlotte no more, man.
Right, so that's fine.
You trying to set me up.
Let me rephrase.
You trying to set me up. I got love for Charlotte, man. I got love for Charlotte.
To have this type of sustained success this season.
Oh, it's huge, man. It's huge. We talking about we gonna get hot at the right time. So, just trying to look not too far down, but, just trying to move forward, not really looking back. But Charlotte was a time, and that's over with now. So, moving forward.
Terry, since it's the first time we've talked to you since the injury, was there a period where you were really worried it could have been serious because it looked bad at the time against Boston?
Well, just up until I got my MRI, I thought it was pretty serious, the burning and stuff like that. But, like I said, credit goes to the medical staff for just, making sure I stay on top of it and helping me tremendously get through this. So, I feel good, and hopefully, like I said, we can just stay healthy for the rest of the season.
Thanks so much.
No, it's a bit different than playing basketball on the yard, if you know what I mean. No, it feels good to be back with my guys, compete, help get a dub, and keep going what we've been doing. So we got another one coming up soon, and I think we all want that one.
I heard that. Take us to the third quarter. You really put your fingerprints on that quarter, and at the same time, entirely the defense changed as well.
Man, being a ball hawk, I don't think I dove on the floor, but getting my hand on the loose balls, getting up there, getting rebounds, getting out into the open floor, making sure everybody was touching the ball. That's my job. It's everybody's job on this roster, and I think we really showcased that in the third quarter and got back in this game.
Jimmy, the speed and change of pace that Terry delivers, sometimes you inbound it within 3 seconds. He's on the other side of the court ready to initiate a play. What's it like playing with someone who delivers that kind of pace?
It's good, and we want him to continually be that Go out there and be aggressive, get in your bag and shoot the shots that you work on. We need him to shoot those shots. We need him to get up as many attempts as possible. And when he sees a couple go in, he's very, very ignitable, and he'll catch fire, and he'll end up making 3, 4, 5, 6 in a row.
You guys moved into 5th in the East tonight. I know it's just things are changing. It's going to be changing. But what's that like based on where you were with the 7-game losing streak and the unevenness? How good does it feel that you've righted yourself to this degree?
We always been all right. We don't care where we at. We just need to get in there. But it feels good to win. I think whenever you win, everything can take care of itself. But we're going to be fine no matter what.
Does Thursday feel a little more significant than a regular season game in light of the finals?
No, not at all. They're a really good team at home at that. Yes, we realize what happened to us last year in the finals against them. But got to let that go because we're trying to make it there again, as are they. So, we're going to take it one day at a time. I'm going to get my massage, get my feet done tomorrow. Me and Lissac might go get a facial, and then we'll show up and ready to play on Thursday.
Let's go. Double exfoliation. Kind of a different one in that you had 20 turnovers, allowed 15 offensive rebounds, still found a way. Does this count as winning in the mud or something a little different?
Yeah, it was definitely a challenging, start to the game, but I thought this was a very good response, particularly in the second half. You could clearly see that we were a little bit in the mud. Our guys expended a great deal of energy, emotional, physical, spiritual, everything last night. That's not an excuse. It's just that's part of it, and that's fine. But then to show the necessary grit and mental toughness to find a way in the second half, we were much better. We started out, obviously, the third quarter, erasing the 10-point deficit, and then a lot of great defensive efforts, particularly in that fourth quarter. And then we just kind of tried to slow this thing in the mud. We were playing a lot out of Jimmy and Bam in the post, and they were able to produce. It was definitely great to have, Jimmy and T. Rowe back, and Nico. T. Rowe and Jimmy, were really good in that second half, and Jimmy just really kind of controlled things in that third quarter. Beginning of the fourth quarter, we were able to play out of his actions. He was able to slow the game down, and then T. Rowe got in a better rhythm. I think in the first half he was a little bit out of rhythm, and that's to be expected when you've been out a little bit of time. But he responded in a good way.
On Rozier, one thing he said is that he's not going to shoot a lot of pull-up threes as he did in Charlotte. He doesn't want to step on toes. Have you told him to be himself? What sort of advice have you given him?
But look, he doesn't have to overthink it. Like, we just need, more time together. Everybody wants him to be him. So, yeah, he can shoot some pull-up threes. His head coach wants that. His teammates want that. We'll figure it out. But we're definitely better when he's aggressive and he's in attack mode. We also like it when he's putting pressure on the rim and making the appropriate plays. All that will get better. He was already in a great groove, before the injury. You could see the possibilities, and we'll get him back there. But in the meantime, we just have to figure out, how to win games, and that's what the head coach was encouraged by tonight about. Is is ugly at times, but learning how to win is a talent in this league, and we were able to do that tonight.
Spo, you had this happen. I apologize if you touched on this, but you had this happen before the break, where you had a laser focus on those two games back to back before you take the break, and then you had to have it again here. How nice was it that they answered that?
Yeah, you can feel that the group is sensing an opportunity, right now. We have a bunch of competitors in our locker room, so I think, as things out of the break start to really become about, competing against teams that are fighting for playoff positioning, it just makes things come alive. If you're a competitor, It's not that we're obsessed looking at the standings, but we're all human. We're competitors. We look at the standings, and I think that's all good, for the league, and it's good for our team. It's good for the players. You're competing for something before you get to the playoffs, and we have a few moving parts. But again, like I said, you can still figure out what your identity is, commit to that. We've been defending way more consistently. And then ultimately just figure out how to win games.
Duncan was on a roll the previous 3 games before last night, compensated with the assist. But today it seemed like his threes were really needed. When you needed jolts, he was the guy who stepped up. Your thoughts on him getting back to that and how important that is for your team?
Yeah, I think that shows, the versatility and development of his game, that he was able to make the read of this game was different than last game. They were really taking him off the three-point line, and the playmaking was essential for us last night. With Jimmy and Bam, we were trying to slow the game out and playing it out of their post-ups. He was the recipient of a lot of those actions. Last night, the passing was necessary. Tonight, the passing was leading to some turnovers. So we were just telling him, hey, just shoot the ball, keep it simple, and he did that, and they can do both. Be the ending of a play when it's created by one of your guys, or like last night when he could play make. And that's a development of his game.
Going back to Terry and just his speed that he adds. I mean, there were so many times you'd look up and he had the ball across midcourt in the first 3 seconds of the shot clock. What does that do when he's pushing, even if the entire possession's not pushing?
I love his motor, and I think that's going to get better. Right before he got hurt, the motor was already getting to where we wanted it to, and he has that speed. He has the quick twitch, and he has an ability to break the defense down, or at least get a defense to kind of overreact. And when you have multiple guys that are weapons like that, it's just good for your offense. And, I also just really respect how much time he put into this to be able to get back and kind of fast-track this. It was all-star break when everybody else was off, and he was doing 3-a-days, just to hopefully give him a chance to be ready earlier. And he passed the protocols, and that happened, and it's a credit to his work ethic.
It's up to some certain number for DeLon this year, like 94 assists, 11 turnovers, 4 and none tonight. How much do you value the sure-handedness of his game?
It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure out this guy kind of fits how we play. He fits our personality. He's a veteran player. He's, until the last 2 or 3 weeks, he was in a rotation, so he was in shape. He was in rhythm. He's played in a lot of different systems. He's a smart, winning player. He fits right in, and because of the injuries we've had, it's also a position of need, and we're just super grateful that we were able to acquire him. And it's also a familiar guy. It feels like he's Heat family. All right, thank you.